Welcome, Scorpio and Scorpio cross watchers, to your reading for this week. So this is called The Good, the Bad, the Hidden. There isn't a specific intention set for this read. It's just a general reading, whatever needs to come through. So hope you guys have all had a great week and that your weekend is shaping up to be, eventful or uneventful, whatever you're currently looking for, right? So the overall energy here, we have the Two of Wands and the Sun reversed with the Three of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck here. Scorpio, it feels like somebody has a choice here. And I feel to a certain extent that it's almost like, I want to say that I feel like you're waiting on somebody to make a choice. But I feel like, did you let them know that you're an option? I mean, of course, some of you may have, but I feel like some of you may have not let this person know. It's like maybe you've made a, excuse me, an entrance into their life. But there's definitely something here that's not being discussed, not being talked about, right? Hold on for a second. We're going to pull a clarifier because I don't really know. Ow. Okay. There we go. What's not illuminated right now? Scorpio, they don't know how you feel. And I feel like even if you feel you have been crystal clear, I feel like this person, it feels like it's up in the air for them. And I feel actually, don't be mad. I mean, you can if you want, right? But I just feel like you, excuse me, you may want this person, but I feel like part of the reason that you're not going after it the way that you normally would is actually because you're not entirely sure that you want this. So it's like you're kind of, which is strange for a Scorpio, I feel like you may be half arsing it a little bit here. And not because you can't put your whole butt into it, right? It actually feels more that it's like you're not so sure you want this person to even take you up on your offer. So I feel like that's why you're holding something back here. It doesn't feel like you've been, sitting around waiting for a decision, but it could be something like maybe you've applied for a job, excuse me, and you've been waiting to hear back, or you went in for an interview and they said they'd call you on a certain day and they haven't done it yet, right? So it's like it's just something that you're kind of waiting for. And I feel to a certain extent, it's like this waiting has made has made whatever it is that you're waiting for, it's lost a lot of its luster to you. It's like at this point, it's like you have it, you don't. If someone could just, again, not that you're waiting around for somebody, okay? But it's like if somebody could just let you know what is going on, that would be great. And I feel like you're being patient and you're, behaving yourself, let's say. But there's something here that I feel like you're just about ready to kind of like throw this wand off of your turret here and just say, oh, forget it, and go on about your day. I mean, of course, go on about your life, right? So can we get, what's the good here? What's positive about this situation? Scorpio needs to know. So we have Unbound, releasing soul patterns, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. We have Leap, you go first, the universe will catch you. And Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. Sorry, one moment, please. Sorry about that, Scorpio. So, I think I already read the cards to you here. So what I'm actually seeing is it's like, well, this person or, this company has taken their sweet arse time to, you know, give you an answer or bring you in the loop. I actually feel like something else is brewing for you here. And I feel like that seems to be, excuse me, it's almost like something else is brewing for you and you can hear it in the background. You know what I mean? And so it's like, that there's something else for you. And I feel like the amount of time that this has taken to take off, it's almost like that seems to be a sign in and of itself to you that, that whatever it is that you're waiting for, it's almost like you're kind of looking at it like maybe it really isn't for me if it's taken this freaking long. And I feel like I almost want to say like a lesser person would be in this kind of energy here, right? Almost like a wistful, sort of trapped energy. I want to say like feeling tied down. And I feel like actually, if you haven't already chosen to do this, I want to say like, not if, but when you choose to make your own move, I actually feel like you end up leaving some things behind here. I mean, obviously you get sick and tired of waiting around, but I feel like you also get sick and tired of not being kept in the loop. For example, if it's a position that you're waiting for, it's like if they called you and said like, hey, we have a few more candidates, we're just going to take a couple more days to figure this out. Fine, right? No problem. They're letting you know, keeping you in the loop. You're not sitting around waiting. If it's a person, I feel like this person ignoring you, it's making me want to flip them off. So I would imagine that that's getting on your nerves. But I feel like them is like they're not going to leave you in the lurch and you're just going to sit here and wait for them maybe to, maybe one day to turn around. Like that's not going to work for you. So I feel like you're just actually kind of shaving off these parts of your life, not parts of yourself, but parts of your life that are, being inconsiderate AF, if you will. I do want to say it's like a 3-2-1 vibe here. And I actually feel that there is something much better on the other side of this for you. It feels like where you are now, you're not appreciated or respected. I feel like people may see you as a barnacle. If ever you have, it's a horrible way to talk about a human, so I apologize for that. But a barnacle is one of those things that would like attach itself to a boat, and it doesn't do it like it doesn't do anything for the boat. It's just there. You know what I mean? There's no contribution. And I feel like there may be this sort of view, if it's a person that you're waiting for, it doesn't feel like this is the career sort of vibe, but if it's someone that you're waiting to talk to, number one, I think they can go themselves because they got a real attitude problem here. I'm getting really, I need to settle down because I'm getting really annoyed for you. I feel like you're handling it a lot better than I am. Because I feel like this person, it's like, this is the energetics of it, right? So it may not be the actual situation. It's like they asked you to wait for them to finish this project at work or finish doing this or whatever. So you're like, yeah, okay, no problem. So you wait and then they act like, oh, you're needy. Oh, you're this. Oh, Scorpio is all over me. Meh, meh, meh. And like, excuse me, that's what they asked you to do. You know what I mean? So it's like you're honoring their request and they're over here smacking you in the face with a glove. So I don't really understand what this person thinks they're doing. It's like, because you are who you are and they look up to you and you have like honored their request that like, okay, they just gotta, maybe they need to finish exams or they need to finish a project at work or whatever. And so you understand people have lives and things are busy. So you gave them this time and now it's gone to their head a little bit. You know what I mean? I feel like they're getting a little bit cocky. It's almost like if people are like, oh, hey, I think Scorpio is here to meet you. They'll be like, oh, again? Like, who are you? So before I get a little too animated, I think we're going to move on to what's negative about this, what you need to know that's, bad, essentially. We're probably not supposed to use a word like that, but sometimes things are. What is... I think you're not being respected. Okay, how many cards is that? Scorpio, come on, man. So we have, I'm going to say this wrong. I know that. Pleiades? It was wrong. I know it is. Double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. You're already doing it. Stop overthinking and keep facing your true north. And then we have protection, call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval, like, yes! Sorry. And then answer the call. I'm just laughing at how ridiculous I was when I said that. What is your soul calling you to do? So I feel that I actually feel like this person knows that what they're doing is effing up this connection hard. But I also feel that to a certain extent, they don't want it. Maybe they did at one point, but they don't now. And it's not anything that you did or didn't do. It's just, it's this person's feelings changed because they let you being a gracious person go to their head. And so I feel like it almost feels like because you gave this person your word that you would give them, a hot minute to do whatever they got to do. I feel like part of the reason that you're still waiting isn't actually because you're waiting for them or even because you necessarily want them. I feel like you're sick of it. It feels more like you're doing it to keep your word, if that makes sense. I definitely feel that it's not that your resolve is fading. It feels more that your motivation, it's like you may stay here for a second, but the second this person walks over to you, it's like you might hand them that world on a silver platter and just drop the world into their hand and be like, yeah, okay, I said I'd wait. You took your sweet time. I saw you messing around over there. I'm out. You know what I mean? And it's like you're just waiting there to do that because that's who you want to be. It's like you don't want to be somebody that breaks your word. But I feel like you've already pulled yourself back. I really do feel that if you're totally honest with yourself, Scorpio, if this person came back around, would you even want them? Because I feel like you're actually pretty annoyed with this person. I feel like they might be somebody that's putting, excuse me, that's putting work into other people when they should be putting that work into you. You know what I mean? It's like they're taking advantage of of you giving them that time. For example, excuse me, it's like if somebody calls to say like, oh, hey, I'm going to be 10 minutes late. You're like, yeah, no problem. No rush. We'll see you in 10 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever. Or we'll see you 10 minutes late. And then they show up half an hour late because they thought it would be fine because 10 minutes was fine. You know what I mean? So it's like you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile, and that's not going to work for you. Excuse me. So we have Pillar of Light, your vibration is rising, you are the oracle, and Mirror. Who or what is triggering you? This is the hidden. It feels to a certain extent that there's something here that's a repeat. I feel like you're not even necessarily angry at this other person. I feel like you're angry for feeling like you got, I almost want to say like taken again, or that you were, I'm sorry, one moment, please. Sorry about that, Scorpio. So back to the cards. I feel like there's an opportunity. I'm not telling you to do anything. There seems to be an opportunity for you to forgive yourself here for, I want to say, like allowing, air quotes, allowing this to happen again. And those aren't my words. I actually don't really like saying that. I feel like that's how you feel about the situation yourself. I feel like you're looking at it like you've let yourself down by doing this. And now it's like, and now you've been waiting for so long. It's not that you don't have the nerve to walk away. It's more that like now it's a statement almost. It feels like now it's like it's your line in the sand. And I want to say, Scorpio, like, and again, I'm not saying this because I have a definitive answer for you. Is waiting working for you? Is it bringing you something? Is it giving you something? If it's making you feel like you're keeping your word when you want to, then it's making you feel like you're keeping your word when you want to. If it's just getting on your nerves, if it's just making you angry, if it's just bringing up these old feelings, it's almost like you might be getting angrier at the situation than you expect because you're not just getting angry at this person pulling this stunt. I feel like you're getting angry at other, it's like you're having a reaction to this situation, but it's amplified because it's a reminder of the other people that took advantage of you. It does feel a little bit here. This is just what I'm seeing, okay? I feel like you owe it to yourself to look at the situation, evaluate what is worth it to you, what's not, who you want to be, and how you want to, or how you need to act to be that person. And I feel like to a certain extent, there may be some of you that are done waiting, even for, kind of the chance to tell this person to, hit the road, if you will. I feel for some of you, you may choose to see the most powerful message as like when this person's done acting like they're, the hottest thing since baked bread, that they look up expecting, to see you there and you're gone. Some of you don't want to do that, and that's obviously okay because that's your choice and everyone's situation is different, right? So I feel like there are some of you that really don't want to do that, and no one is saying that's not even the message in the cards that you have, that's the suggestion or the advice, right? The advice here, or I guess this is what's hidden, is that I actually feel that the situation you're in, it doesn't feel like it's doing anything for you right now. But I actually feel to a certain extent, it's almost like it's putting you into this place of limbo where it's giving you an opportunity to kind of sort through some things. It's almost like it's pushed pause on certain elements of your life so you can kind of start to make heads and tails. It's almost like, you have this ball of shoelaces that has turned into one big knot. And so while you're kind of, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, you know what? It's something that wasn't important enough to get to when you had other stuff on the go. But now that you have a little bit of, limbo time, I feel like you're like, well, I'll make the best of this and I'll kind of pull this apart. And I feel like as you pull it apart, I feel like the longing for what you were waiting for seems to dissipate. So can we get a card for... So this was a card for those of you that this is a love situation. We have the Justice card. I'm hearing that if ever you have seen those Marvel movies, it's something to the effect of, it's like the universe has judged you and has found you wanting. I feel, Scorpio, that it's really, really important that you lean on your own judgment here, because I actually feel that this person who is all hot to trot, who thinks they're, COCK of the walk now, and, it's like they just think that they're just the great... Listen to me catching an attitude. This person just thinks that they're just such hot shiz over here, right? That they're going to come in and it's like, oh, they're going to try to like lure you over to them. And I feel like you're looking at them like, I taught you that. You know what I mean? It's like the audacity of this person. They got some, they have got some nerve. And for the career. So Scorpio, I think it actually came out. Scorpio, if it is a position that you're waiting on, I feel like the message here is give it a second. I actually feel that the next opportunity that you take, it's almost like act like that boss energy, pull that King of Pentacles energy out of you and let that be your external presentation. But I feel like there's a really big message to tap into that really intuitive part of yourself, which you guys always have. I mean, I know it's a generalization and I shouldn't stereotype you guys, but like, have you met a Scorpio that wasn't intuitive? Me either. Anyway, I've had so much sass today. I'm sorry, guys. I feel like there's a message here that you're supposed to act like this, but allow this part of yourself to actually be a much bigger picture. Because I feel like, number one, you may not be able to hold this part of yourself back energetically speaking. And I feel like, number two, there's going to be something that's really powerful about you that people can't quite put their finger on. It's like they're not going to be able to quite, it's like, of course, maybe you're, depending on your field of work or your career, you're good at what you do, or, you're successful in your chosen field, but it's like, but you've got that something else. You know what I mean? It's like you have that, it's probably going to show my age, but you have that pizzazz. It's like you've got something that really pops about you. And I feel like it's actually that Scorpio intensity. It's that intuitive nudge. It's like people can feel the power coming off of you when you walk into a room. So I feel like there's a message here that I almost want to say, even if you feel like your masculine and feminine sides aren't completely balanced, they're still going to work really well together. And it's like learning to integrate those two. I almost want to say like it's a lifelong process to perfect it. And I feel like allowing yourself to be everything that you are, it's like you might notice that people kind of avoid you sometimes, and it's not because they're avoiding you because they don't want to be around you. They seem to find you intimidating. It's almost like most people feel like they can't carry a conversation with you, not because you're not a good conversationalist, but they feel they can't keep up. So I think I'll leave it there, Scorpio. If this reading resonated, of course, I hope that it was helpful. I'll be honest with you, I felt like I was a little all over the place. So if that's the way the reading came across, I am sorry. If you made it this far in the reading, I do appreciate you, and I'm so glad that you're here. I wish you all the best this week, and we'll see you on the next one. Much love. Bye.